Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to talk about how avoidants might show their pain, the loss, after losing the person that was probably right for them, but maybe they lost their chance for whatever reason, okay? How does that pain and regret show up so that a lot of you guys can know if your ex is regretting losing you? One of my most common requests as of recently is trying to understand if your ex still cares about you. And that's okay. Like, maybe you want to get back together, maybe you just want closure. And so this video is for anyone who's looking in that direction. The very first one is the first stage of how avoidants show their pain, which is not the same for anxious folks. Anxious folks do not do this, but avoidants do. When they lose that correct person, they actually feel very numb and detached. They may even feel excited. Okay, maybe I lost you there, but let's talk about it. They're not excited because you're gone. That's not the issue. Remember, this person has avoidant attachment style. Even more particular if it's dismissive avoidant, by the way, because fearful avoidance, they might feel this way, but the stage might be shorter. Dismissive avoidance, they're here a little bit longer. What happens is they're reminding themselves of their deactivation, of their maladaptive thoughts. They're thinking, oh, great, I can finally be independent. I can finally be by myself. I don't need love. I don't need commitment. Those thoughts are channeling, right? And then what ends up happening is they start realizing this person is not who I really am. Right? This happens quicker for fearful avoidance because fearful avoidance, it hits them a lot harder and they're more comfortable with their emotional dysregulation. Whereas dismissive avoidance, a loss, breakup, anybody would be emotionally dysregulated. Dismissive avoidance particularly are not familiar with getting close to their own emotional dysregulation. So they're used to suppressing it. And so it's starting to come up a little bit, right? As soon as they're saying, oh, I'm independent, look at me. I don't need anybody. I'm so glad I'm free. Whatever it is, they start realizing, wait a second, this feeling doesn't feel like it was before I met this person, okay? I used to love this feeling. Why does it not feel as good, right? Think about it like this. This is a strange example, but I feel like it will help. Some people who engage in, let's say, a certain eating habit, some people might call it unhealthy eating. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know anything about that stuff, okay? But I have some patients that may struggle with a little bit of things of that nature. And so they work with many other professionals, not just a therapist such as me, but they work with a dietitian or a nutritionist or whatever. And so sometimes they might describe it in the sense where they might tell me, this food doesn't taste as good as it used to. I used to love pepperoni pizza. Now it doesn't feel as good. Sometimes I'm feeling like I'm craving, I don't know, a salad, right? So let's say they brought that emotion up in session. Interesting enough, this exact concept is how avoidants feel with breakups, okay? So it's going to sound strange, but the pepperoni pizza concept is exactly how they felt about independence. Independence and being single felt so good, but for some reason it doesn't feel that good anymore. I'm kind of wishing I could have that salad slash I wish I could be with that person again. It's a realization. And that's the next step, but it starts usually with shock or disbelief. Often, now that they've realized it just a little bit, they're feeling like this can't be real. This isn't real. We're going to get back together. Or this can't be real. I'm not the person who likes salad. I'm a pepperoni type of guy, or I'm a pepperoni type of girl. I don't like that. So this can't be me. There's denial, there's shock, there's disbelief, all these sorts of thoughts. And then what happens is the denial, which is the third stage, gets even larger. They might actually refuse to acknowledge that this is happening. Oh, I never cared. I never loved you. What are you talking about? We can just be friends. There is nothing special. Or I don't care about you. I never cared about you. As we've discussed, I'm a person who likes pepperoni. I don't like salads. That's not me, right? I'm not a relationship person. This can't be real, right? I'm not this way. You did not change me. Because what happens is if they acknowledge that they in fact are a relationship person, you change them. And that means that they love you. And of course, that's hard for them to admit because if they love you, that means your emotions can control them. And that means they are no longer the autonomous being that they think they are. They are, in fact, just like all of us, not in as much control as we want to. Other things in our life can control us. If somebody loses a job out of nowhere, it's going to affect them, right? Because we're not in control of those things all the time. Same thing. If someone leaves avoidants can't control that emotion anymore. They feel the breakup, they feel the pain, but they don't want to because it means they're not in control. It means they don't know what they're doing. It means they're not as competent as they think they are. And they don't want to admit that, not even if they love you. And so the denial starts happening. But it can't last, right? No matter what, these defense mechanisms, they cannot last. And so what happens next is anger, frustration, or distractions. Okay. Distractions are more common with dismissive avoidance. With fearful avoidance, you're going to see possibly this, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. Some fearful avoidance, they jump into another relationship at this stage, okay? Dismissive avoidance might do that, but much more commonly, they're just going to distract themselves, okay? Anger, frustration, these sort of maladaptive behaviors are just a mask for the deeper pain that they're feeling, okay? So that's the next stage. Now, what ends up happening is this doesn't last, which can be even scarier for a lot of people. Let's say we have a fearful avoidant male and he's in this stage where he's starting to date someone new. Poor girl, whoever this new girl he's dating, but he doesn't actually care for her, sadly, right? Now he's bargaining with you. This is stage 4. And he might even reach out, or maybe he hasn't reached out, but he's thinking about you while still with her. Really unfortunate. And that's sad, but it's part of life. Things do happen. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it does happen. I'm giving you information, okay? Dismissive avoidance might not do that. Their distraction might not be a person. It might be something else. It might be use. It might be going on trips that they've never gone on. They might be trying to move. I had one patient where I had a lot of patients where they're like now planning to move somewhere far away, and they end up not doing it because they realize it's not healthy, but they're just changing their whole life, right? Doing whatever they can. And the next stage, like we were talking about, the bargaining stage starts coming up. What ifs? Maybe I did something wrong. I wish this never happened. This stage is usually the self-blame and the guilt stage. Avoidance, they're good at this. Even though that you might not see it, avoidance blame themselves a lot. Did I do this? Is this my fault? And you might see them reach out. Dismissive avoidance might reach out saying, how are you? Or they might say, I'm sorry. A lot of dismissive avoidance may say, I'm sorry. They might even say, I miss you. Fearful avoidance might come up very emotionally charged. I love you. I wish I never did this. And then they completely disappear. Or they might reach out while they're still in a relationship and say, hey, how are you doing? I'm just checking on you. When in actuality, they might want to see where you're at, see if they're connecting with you. I know that's not necessarily the best thing, but it is true, and I make videos to help you guys, okay? The next one is maybe you rejected them, maybe whatever it is, or maybe you guys are still talking, but they do have a deep sadness and grief, okay? Fearful avoidance, they might have a lot of sleepless nights, loss of appetite. A lot of dismissive avoidance will as well, but you might see dismissive avoidance, they might actually have low performance at work. Really common, a lot of social isolation. And this is often the most prolonged stage for avoidance. I know you guys will not believe that because they'll never show you this. Particularly for dismissive avoidance, they may stay in this stage for years. I know you guys are saying maybe they deserve this. That's what they get. I get it. But this will I have seen dismissive avoidance who have admitted 5, 6, 7 years. They're just stuck like this. And it's kind of sad because you've moved on. You might have even gotten married. And they're just stuck here, grieving what could have been. Maybe struggling to keep up with their job, maybe closed off, not many friends. And yeah, you did change them and it's hard. They might reach out more prominently at this stage and more frequently. It might even be a little annoying on your side because they don't know how to, they need this emptiness to go away. And the only person that can make it go away is you. So that's why they keep reaching out in hopes that you will take them back. And maybe you will. And if you do, it is genuine. I do want to tell you that. So basically, this stage can end if you guys get back together. It's not your responsibility. I'm not telling you to take them back, but it usually ends if you guys get back together. However, if you decide, hey, I don't want you anymore. The next stage, which can happen gradually, is they have some sort of reflection and understanding. They'll learn, I should have changed. I don't want to ever do that again. I never want to feel that pain again. And then the stage after that, 7, is that they accept. I can't get this person back. I'm going to have to move on without this person. And they do. That doesn't mean they forget you, but it's integrated in their experiences. And the very last one is growth and transformation. They are a new person. A lot of them do realize I don't want to be this way anymore because I never want to feel that pain again. Because remember, we talked about that prolonged stage. That was very painful for them. They don't ever want to do that again. And so they do change. And so, either way, whatever happens, this is how avoidants show pain after they lose the right person. So, let's summarize and then we're going to wrap it up, okay? The first one is that they might actually appear happy, calm, or detached. The next one is shock or disbelief. Third one is denial. The third one is denial. The fourth one, oh, I've been saying these numbers wrong. I'm sorry. Either way, the fourth one is distraction, frustration, leaning into another relationship. The fifth one, which I was at first calling the fourth one, no, it's the fifth one, is bargaining. The sixth one is sadness and grief. That's that long, prolonged stage. The seventh one is reflection and understanding. The eighth one is acceptance. And the ninth one, which is the last one, is growth and transformation. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.